Hi.
Hi, Lisa. I'm
Can you
Emily.
hear me? Hi. Nice to meet you, Emily.
So nice to meet you too, hon. Cool. Is now still a good time? I'll just ask that. I don't want you driving and it being
No,
my.
I'm not dry. I'm parked right now. So it works unless if in 15 minutes works for you, that would be better. But if not, this will work.
No, this
Okay.
totally works. This totally works.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Just to give you an overview of what we'll be doing today. So I'll, kind of talk with you about your experience using this, figure out like best prep, things to do to prep your hair. And then we'll
Okay.
go through, and if you have the headband on you, I'll walk you through how to put it on correctly, give you any
Uh,
tricks. If you don't,
mhm.
I can still kind of demo it if you want, or we can do it another time. Totally up to you.
Okay. I actually, do you happen to have availability later today, or is that all taken?
Today is tight, super
Uh-huh.
tight.
Because I'm flexible today. Let me see. Besides from 2 to 2:45, I'm busy, but besides that, any time today would work if you happen to have
Got it.
a 15-minute slot.
After this, I'm literally in back-to-back calls,
Okay.
jumping between. Yeah. But with that said, what I can do, Lisa, because I read that I can see it too. You have layered
Yeah.
hair, so you're looking for
Yeah.
tips for that. So I can run you through some tips at a high level
Okay.
here and just kind of,
Okay.
and you can give it a shot, and then you can always hop on another one of these and book another one for another day
Oh, okay.
or if you need another one. Totally.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. I guess first of all, when it comes to prepping your hair, well, I guess, have you used it before? Let me start with the basics.
I've used many a headband, but not the RobeCurls official headband, and
Okay.
I've regretted it because ultimately like they'll wear out, they're not as well made. And so I finally went for it and decided to buy the actual original RobeCurls. But
Did
I'm
you?
familiar with the concept of wrapping my hair,
Oh,
and I've done it a long time. Yeah,
okay. So
just
you
not with this headband.
got it. Okay. So you know how to prep your hair then. If you like it dry versus wet, you're a pro.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Then I'll just kind of walk you through some tips for putting it on. So
Okay.
I like to start by folding it in half so that the ends are even. I'll also send you a recording of this, Lisa, so don't worry about like
Oh, good.
practicing what I'm saying.
Yeah, nice. That sounds great.
And then there's an integrated wire all along one side. So you'll notice that when you fold it in half, you put
Yeah.
it on your head so that the wire is facing forward, and that'll make sure it doesn't
Okay.
get slipping. That
Yeah.
just like helps it sit nice and evenly between the two ends.
Right. Okay.
So, you don't need a clip to hold this in place. Instead, are you a righty or a lefty?
Alrighty.
Okay, cool. So you'll put your left hand on top and you're going to make a
Okay.
pigtail by just doing
Uh-huh.
swoop in like this, grab your hair on that side, on the right side, pull it up and over, and you just use the back of your fingers to pop it up and wrap the end of the headband around itself, and you're making a
Oh.
scrunchie.
Okay. Okay.
Now
Uh-huh.
it's no clip needed. It should feel tight and it shouldn't be like wiggling around too much. Um,
Nice. Okay.
cool. So you have bangs. I kind of have something going on. So you'll want to pull those out as you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, Now, when it comes to like where to grab your sections, I recommend the first section to be only about like 1 inch deep. So
Okay.
not too deep. Otherwise, it'll like the
Uh,
headband sliding back because it's going to sit where that section ends. So
okay.
slide back
Uh-huh.
only like 1 inch deep. And
Okay.
when you notice, so since you have layered hair, there's a couple tricks for that. One of them is you can take just smaller sections
Okay.
over and under. You're familiar with the wrapping approach, right?
Yes.
Grab
Yes.
another section. Each section should not be too deep, just like 1 inch deep until you get to about the ear. So you
Okay.
can put just like smaller sections, which I recommend. Once you
Okay.
get here, grab all the hair. So once you're at the ear level, grab
Mm-hmm.
all the hair. And
Okay.
when you're wrapping it down, is this usually where the layers start to pop out, or do they pop out
Yes.
they pop out down
No, around there.
around here? So one thing you can try is, instead of going down where you're wrapping each wrap after the next, instead of
Uh-huh.
doing that, what you're going to do is just rewrap the last wrap around itself so that the hair almost becomes like the holder of the other strands that are popping out. So you end up with like a thicker wrap at the end. Um,
Okay.
And that's usually good as well because the ends tend to be thinner, so it just makes the curls more consistent and not too tight on the end. And then
Sure. Okay.
your scrunchie as usual. Usually about 3 loops is good. And you want to make sure you secure it so that like none of this is coming down. Cool.
Okay.
The other one you can try, and you can do this at any point. So I'll just start right at the beginning,
Yeah.
is just giving your hair like a little twist
Mm-hmm.
and then wrapping it.
Okay.
Adding another section, twisting it, and then wrapping it. And it'll kind of just keep those pieces together.
Okay.
The same thing here, when you get to the end, you just twist them all together
Okay.
and then wrap
Okay.
it. Granted,
I see.
the curl might turn out a little different,
Uh-huh.
but
Okay.
it's not bad. It's a cool curl. So those are 2 different approaches. This is going to be the more traditional look. This should
Okay.
solve your problems more or less. This is
Okay.
another option. And the last one I'll show you, hun,
Mm-hmm.
is, so if you don't like the way this looks, and this is still just like not cutting it because you have too many fingers, the last
Mm-hmm.
one I can show you is this guy. So you grab your front section. Again, it's only about 1 inch deep. You don't want to make it too deep.
Okay.
Wrap
Yeah.
it around and keep wrapping it around
Okay.
until you have just like a little bit of a tail left. And then
Okay.
grab another section and combine it with that tail. And then wrap
Interesting.
over. So you're doing that kind of like hair holdy thing that we were talking about with like the end here, but you're doing it out throughout the length of the headband. So if your
Okay.
hair is kind of splaying out here, this will capture it.
Nice.
And just when you have a
Okay.
little tail, add it and do it again until you get to the
Will
end.
that be tighter, a tighter curl that comes out?
It will
Or
be a tighter curl, so you'll want to, I'll give you a tip on that. So
okay.
I always recommend once you get ear level, just if you can grab all the hair that's left, otherwise you're gonna
Uh-huh.
get a poof down here.
Right. Yeah.
So to
Mm-hmm.
avoid the poof, yeah, let me just quickly grab all the hair, pull it tight.
Okay.
I can help with those too if you have any issues, but yeah. All right, so once you're
Okay.
done wrapping,
Uh-huh.
da-da-da-da.
Okay.
So if you feel like this is going to be too tight of a curl, what you can do
Yeah.
is you can always twist to tighten it, and it's going to make tighter curls, right?
Oh, uh-huh.
And that's going to like make it feel like it's also more secure on your head. It kind of just like it on your head. All right. But if you want looser
Yeah.
curls, just twist it the other way and it's going to loosen it up.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
You can loosen them after you wrap it so that they're not as tight, and you can kind of create the curl shape that you want with just a
Okay.
twist. If you're sleeping,
Okay.
you can wear it anyway. Like you don't have to do the headband look. And
Right.
for the headband though, if you want that, you just cross it in the back. The one
Uh-huh.
that's up, tuck it under, one that's under, tuck it over.
Okay. And it's cute. Yeah.
It is
Okay.
cute.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. Well, I learned so much. I had no idea that there were those techniques to work around that, but I'm excited now because I know it'll work.
It'll
Just by
work.
getting okay.
It'll totally work. It'll totally work. You have options. You totally do. And your hair is amazing. So this is perfect for you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you could send me this recording, I'd really appreciate it, and I will try it out starting today.
You got it,
We'll
girl.
see how it goes.
All right.
Alrighty.
So nice to meet you, Lisa. Have a good one.
Likewise. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.